Oilers. Hope you're having a great night. All right. Hey, Michael. Will you just double check that I'm in Oilers and not the wrong place for me? All right, we're gonna get started with Wellness Wednesday. Now, if you are, am I there? Okay. I didn't see anybody hopping on, so I'm just making sure that I'm in the right place. All right, cool. If you are just joining us, welcome. I am Courtney. Welcome to our little weekly sesh where we get to talk about different oil usage, tips and tricks, and yeah. So tonight we are on week 2 of our Getting Back to Basics series. And so what that means is we're gonna learn how to do all the things. Because what we did last week is we talked about oil basics. We had a 101 class basically, making sure that everybody's on the same page, learning about essential oils. Okay, so if you have not checked that out, go back to last week. There's a unit called Essential Oil Basics, and you will see that as the only post in there right now, because we are doing this series from now through March, and we will basically cover every basic. I've said basic 100 times already. I'm so sorry. But we're going to cover all the basics, from oils on kids to oils for hormones, just to have everybody with a great foundation. So tonight what I wanted to do is I wanted to do something a little different that we haven't done in a while. And I wanted to walk you guys through the how-tos. Okay, so a lot of times we get oils and we're like, okay, but now what? Now what do I do? Okay, so I'm gonna actually kind of walk you through a few areas here in my house and share with you how I do a couple different things, okay? So the very first thing that most people ask is, what about my diffuser? Okay, so you're gonna walk with me. My kitchen's a mess, okay? Just roll with it, okay? So there it is. Okay, there's my diffuser. Ding, ding, ding. All right, so here's how we use our diffusers. Let me move. Guys, this is like totally impromptu. Let me tilt this. Okay. So here's how we use our diffuser. My kid already unplugged it, perfect. So this is our Lumo, right? We also have the pedal, we have the Brevi, we have lots of different options here. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your top off, super easy, and inside of each of these, okay, there's a little bit of water. You're gonna see a red fill line, okay? It's really important that when we're filling these with water that we do not overfill them. If you overfill them, then they are not going to work, okay? They're not gonna run properly if you put too much water. Same concept if you don't put enough water in them, okay? So your goal is to be just under, I can't tell if, so like right where you can kind of feel the little ridge between, right before that little red cap. That's like the limit, right? So you don't want to go above that. You don't want to go too far below it, or it won't run very long, really. And then, so we add our water, then we add our essential oils, okay? Most diffusers, you're gonna put a total of 6 to 8 drops in them. Okay, some can handle more. Some of those really big diffusers that you can get like on Amazon, you can put like 10 to 12 drops in those, okay? But most diffusers, like this one, like the pedal, like the Brevi, you're gonna shoot for more like 6 to 8 drops, okay? So that is how you use your diffuser. Okay, second thing people ask, we are literally doing basics here. Okay, oh, now I've got to adjust again. Hello, I'm up here. Second thing is rollers, okay? So these are not doTERRA ones. No, this guy's a doTERRA one, this one right here. I actually just pulled a label off of one of my old rollers, and I didn't do all the degunking yet, right? But you can buy doTERRA. Here's my places. I'll tell you right now. There's also a pinned post, but you can get your rollers from doTERRA when you do your monthly order. You can get them on Amazon Prime shipping comes really fast. Those of us who do this as a business, we often, because we buy so many rollers for make and takes and things like that at once, sometimes we need a larger supply, okay? And so glass bottle outlet is a great place when you're needing a lot. I like when I'm needing more than, you know, just a couple from doTERRA, but not quite as many as the glass bottle outlet. I get these ones from Amazon. And so I can get like a nice little chunk of, you know, anywhere from like 20 to 50, and then they give me the little baggies and I can get my stainless steel rollers. So I actually need to make a roller for someone who I am sampling to introduce her to oils. So I'm going to show you how I make it. And actually my FCO is not in here, so I'll explain that part without showing you. I'll have to go grab it in a minute. Where is my peppermint? There it is. So my friend is having headaches, and we're going to start with peppermint for her headaches and help her with that. So when you buy rollers, everything comes separate, okay? Now here's what I want to, well, I'll show you in a minute. There are a few little tricks. So I am putting in this roller for my friend, I am going to put about, I'm going to say 20 drops, and then I'm going to fill it with FCO to about right here. Okay, I'm winging it. Here's the cool thing about oils. Let me count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, here's the cool thing about oils. You can't mess too much up, okay? And I'm not kidding when I say that. You legitimately, it's really hard to mess it up. So we give suggestions for how many drops in a roller all the time. All the time. There are very conservative ends of this, and there are very liberal ends. I find myself closer to the liberal, but not like 50 drops per bottle. I will tell you, with the exception of 2 rollers. There are 2 rollers that I make very strong, and that is my cold and flu roller. I make that real strong, and I make my anxiety blend really strong. I know what works for me, and it's powerful, and it is intense, and you open up that lid, you're like, those are oils, right? Most of the time I'm following a pretty like chill, conservative, not going too bananas, but also giving just enough, right? You've seen us in our suggestions for babies. You've seen us with our suggestions for pregnant moms, right? Like, you cannot mess too much up. So I know for my friend, I know what I would do for myself. I would do about 30 drops, and then I would fill it all the way with fractionated coconut oil for peppermint for a headache, right? This is a new person, so I'm doing more like 20 drops, and I might even go ahead and fill it all the way, so it's just a hair more diluted, but I also want to have her have a good experience, right? So what I would typically do at this point, but I didn't bring my FCO in, is I would use my fractionated coconut oil. Now that I've got about 20 drops of peppermint in here, and I would fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. Other options, if you don't like fractionated coconut oil, maybe you're out and your new stuff hasn't come in yet, whatever it is, that's fine. You can use other things. You could use grapeseed oil. You could use jojoba oil, olive oil if you really wanted to, okay? Then when you're done, you want to put your roller top on. Okay, so we put our essential oils, then we put our fractionated coconut oil. Now, a couple little things I'll mention as we're doing this. You don't want to push down on the actual roller top because it can jam it in and then it doesn't come out as well when you're trying to roll it in. So if you want to get your little fingers around here, you can. Okay. They also have little keys. You've probably seen it if you've ever ordered rollers, and it like looks like a little triangle or like a little circle, and it has holes on it, little circles, different sizes. Okay. You can use that to press that down. I have them in my class bag out in the garage, and so they're not in here right now. Okay, here's my super amazing tip. Okay, you start screwing that on there, and then you press really hard, and it threads it and pushes the roller down. Okay, so I just put my roller on. Okay, now you guys know I have to still add fractionated coconut oil, so let me share you my little tip for that. If you have the little key thing, you can just kind of shimmy that under there and pop it off. But also, the lid works really well. So I can get my lid. Well, let's see if you guys can see this. See, I'm just like right under the little ledge and I'm lifting up with that, and then I'll kind of come around here and I'll do the same until I have just enough up that I can just pull the top off, okay? Really easy and simple. Do not overthink this. Don't be like, I guess I can't make a roller because I don't have one of those keys. You have a lid? Sweet, you got what you need. Okay, so other things about blending oils. You can't mess it up, guys. There's no combination that's gonna spontaneously combust. Diffusers, rollers, doesn't matter. I have this roller that I showed you all. It's got like a lot of oils in it. It's stinky. It's for my liver, and it smells like there's geranium and there's cypress and there's all kinds of things in that roller that I'm not making it for good smell. I'm making it for its benefits and what it brings to my body. So I can combine whatever I want. It just might not smell great, but it's gonna work, and there's no negative side effects for blending those oils together. Okay, so you could literally blend anything you want. Now, if you're wanting like some sort of concoction, so I just did equal parts of several of those oils. Some of them I did a little more, and I just kind of, guys, I winged it. I would tell you, I'm not lying. Probably 75% of my oil usage started with just, I'm just gonna wing it. Let's just see what this combination does. Let's see how many drops of this and this make it work. And as long as I'm fitting into like those guidelines of daily recommendations that Dr. Hill gives us, which we'll talk more about, and you can search in here, it's here in the group. I feel good about it. Like, I know that I'm not doing the wrong thing here, okay? So we've talked about using our diffuser. We've talked about rollers. Let me talk to you now about capsules, okay? So here are your options when purchasing capsules. And let me find, well, hold on, I'm missing my, you guys, so I'm digging around in here. Oh, it fell out. This is our supplement box. Here it is. Okay, so here's what we've got. I order my veggie caps from doTERRA. You get, for $4, you get 160 veggie caps. Here's what they look like. Okay, literally an empty capsule. You open it up, you put your drops in, and then you close it up and you take it. Now, veggie capsules are really thin and they dissolve very quickly. You cannot make these in advance, okay? Hear me say it. You cannot make these in advance. Please do not put expensive frankincense in a veggie capsule and expect it to last for more than about 15 minutes, all right? You've got to take it. You make it, you take it. Now, if you are consistently taking oils internally in a capsule, for example, right now, I've been doing a liver detox. So I make up at the beginning of the day my capsules for the day. Okay, when I wake up in the morning, part of my routine, I make up my little veggie caps for the day. I'm doing Slim and Sassy, celery seed, and pink pepper. Sometimes, right now I have the soft gels, but I was adding DDR Prime for a little while. I was adding Yarrow Palm for a little while till I could replenish those capsules that are already pre-made, right? So if you don't have soft gels or the capsules that are already pre-made of certain things, you can add them to one of these. Because I know I'm doing that every day, I want to make them in advance. So what I bought was this giant bag of gelatin capsules, okay? I have 1,000, well, not anymore, 1,000 gelatin capsules came in this bag. Same concept, okay? Same concept. Difference is the gelatin doesn't dissolve. So for those of you who are like just using it when you need it, more symptomatic type stuff, you could reach for these veggie caps, super cheap. This was not expensive either. I want to say this was like $10, maybe $12. And it's really, the only difference I have found is it's a little thicker, a little just more plasticky, if I'm being honest. And same concept though, I just add my oils to it, I close it up real good, and then I'm making them each day. I realize that some people though are doing it longer than that. So we have heard a couple people who it's lasted for a week or two. We have one person who made them up for a month at a time. Whatever you want to do. I typically am a like week at a time kind of person, and I just haven't caught up right now. But capsules, these dissolve fast, these don't. Either way, just add your drops in. Now, I also know some people are really freaked out about dropping stuff in. So what I want to say about that is, well, here, let me just show you. I'll just make up one of mine right now. Okay, how's that sound? In my gelatin capsule. And I'll show you kind of how I do this, because what I don't do is I don't get a dropper out and get real crazy. Now this Slim and Sassy is almost out, so this might get weird, but hopefully it doesn't. Okay, so literally all I'm doing, I'll just add a couple drops of each. I'm just getting right above there. Told you it might get weird. Oh, that was my 3 drops. Perfect. Have you ever noticed when it gets to the end, sometimes it builds up a little suspense for you? All right, and I'll do my 3 drops of celery seed, and I didn't get it on the edge, but a teeny tiny bit, no sweat. And I just 1, 2, 3. Easy, guys. It doesn't have to be, don't overthink it. Let me grab my pink pepper. Hold your horses. But this one does come out a little slower. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I am doing that right now 3 times a day. So awesome, my capsule's made up for tomorrow. Done and done. Okay, all right, let me set that over here so I don't lose it. So that's making capsules. We've talked about making rollers. We've talked about what else we talked about? Using your diffuser. For those of you who have never used it, that's one of the first questions we get. And then, oh, bath salts. That's another question we get a lot. How do I put them in the bath water? So you could just drop them into the bath, okay? You absolutely could. Here's what you're gonna notice though if you just drop them into the tub, is you're gonna notice that the oils sit on the top of the water and then they slowly go to the side, right? It's just gonna kind of leave an oily coating around your bathtub. So what I typically do is I do one of a couple things. So we get bath salts. So here's the deal to know about bath salts. Epsom salts are actually a pretty processed version of, they don't contain a lot of the nutrients that we need them to for proper detoxing and things like that. They're great for just like calming, okay? But keep in mind that they have been highly processed. So if we're, you know, wanting a quick something, absolutely run up to Walgreens, run to Target, grab yourself some Epsom salts. I really like a couple of different salts. I really like Dead Sea salts, and I really like pink Himalayan salt, okay, when we're talking for a legitimate detoxing situation. If it's just for like making the bath smell good though, you can literally just use Epsom salts, okay? So what I normally do, so these are I just had these come in Amazon. I mix them up ahead of time. So I'll put them like in a jar, which I could grab one, but you know what a jar looks like. I put them in a jar and I put my salts in, and then I drop my oils in, and I just give it a good shake, and then I dump it in the tub. For proper detoxing and immune support, you want to use a cup of salts per bath. In that cup of salts, I personally do all kinds of different amounts of oils depending on what I'm looking for. I have one recipe that's strictly for detoxing. I have others that help kids go to bed better at night, right? Help for calming. I have others that are immune support. Stronger for adults, a little less for kids, but I mix them up and I shake it real good, and then I dump it in the tub. Another option is if you don't want the essential oils to be wasted on the side of the tub, you could mix them with a little bit of olive oil and put that in with your salts and put that into the tub. You could also just mix it with like a little olive oil and put that in the water. Olive oil is a little heavier, and so it gets down into the water farther than just a lighter essential oil might. So you could do that. It's super moisturizing, actually. That's a great way to get your essential oils in the tub. But Like I said, I prefer the salts because we like to get just a little detox in, especially for immune support. And it's really relaxing, that magnesium in the tub. So yeah, that's how we do salts. I will tell you, like for my detox, I do about 10 drops in the big thing and I dump it in there. But for my kids for bath time, we're talking like 5 or 6 drops, maybe. A really fun trick that I do, whoops, I almost knocked this over, is I will take, for example, this is one of my bottles that's almost gone. Can you see it has like a single drop, maybe 2 in there? Okay, you know what I like to do is I open it up and I pop the little top off. We know how to do that now, right? With our little lid trick. You're gonna pop that under there and pop it off. And then, so I'll get a big, like a quart size mason jar, and I'll fill it with the salts, and then I'll gather, like I save all these little like 1 and 2 drop bottles, and I kind of gather them based on what they're good for. So right now I've got like an arbor vitae, which would be really great for coughs and immune support, but I've also got lavender, and I have eucalyptus, and I've got, it looks like black pepper, lemon. Okay, so last time I did this, I had a whole bunch of balance with like a single drop or 2 and some lavender and some serenity and cedar wood. Do you know what I did? I put all the bottles in upside down and I let them just sit for about a day. The salts drew the oils out. It all just like slowly gravity worked. I rinsed out the bottles, so I keep those and I use them for other things. But then the bath salts just naturally had exactly the right amount of drops in them. So that was a perfect way for me to get the rest of those bottles, the drops out of those bottles. So you could do that. I did one time that was immune support and respiratory. It had all kinds of really good just opening. And when our kids had, and then I just write on the top like respiratory or immune or calming, whatever it is for. And then when our kids came down with like a respiratory thing recently, I think we had coughs and stuff, just dumped about a cup's worth. I got in a quart size jar, I get about 3 baths worth. So I just dumped some in that tub, dumped some in the other tub, put the kids in. They were all breathing really great and open, and it was awesome. So that was kind of my little trick. And you know, it's been sealed up in there for a while, so it was real strong. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking if there's anything else, but I think those were the main things I wanted to cover. How to use your diffuser, how to make a roller, how to make capsules, different kinds of capsules. Yeah, and the bath stuff. So back to basics. Now everybody knows those are how you use those things. We'll talk about some other stuff as we continue on through this. Like we're going to talk about reducing toxins, and I'll give you a great cleaner recipe and things like that. So I hope you guys have a great night. We did it in 25 minutes. High fives. We'll be back next week. Now, next week, you guys, this is really exciting. Next week, I was trying to arrange what I was going to do because I am out of town. I'm actually on doTERRA's incentive trip in Hawaii. I was trying to figure out how to handle Wellness Wednesday, and I looked at the time difference, and actually it's kind of a little lull in our day. Tammy, I can post that. I'll post a detox blend for bath salts. There are a couple of really great recipes that I like to use. So I was trying to figure out how to handle it, and I was going to maybe have somebody else come and do it. And then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just record a video and I'll post it. But you know what? You know what would be way more fun is if I go live from Hawaii and talk to you about lifelong vitality supplements. Would you guys like that? I think you would. So that's going to be my plan. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But that's the plan as of now. So make sure you're watching next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time, which is actually 5 p.m. in Hawaii. And we're going to talk about lifelong vitality supplements and why you need them and what they're all about and why we don't basically ever shut up about them. Okay? All right, y'all. Love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you next week. Bye.